I had the opportunity to obviously join Victress last year, made the personal choice to kind of just take a different route in the healthcare world. And as a healthcare provider, it's tricky. And so being able to now have the decision of like, what do I want to be able to provide for my employees was exciting, but also daunting because of just the logistics and understanding the process, and the cost aspect of it is huge. So when we started looking at like, what are we going to do for our team, we kind of looked at the traditional route when it comes to medical insurance, but I really was pushing for something that was a little more non-traditional, because I wanted to be able to provide our employees and our team with an actual benefit that was useful. And I found like my experience at Victress was, I recommend it to everybody that asks me anything. And so I really wanted to be able to provide that experience and that resource for our team members. It was also accessible. You guys, everyone's been great to work with, and it's been an easy process. And I feel like that was, in the process we did to get there, was easier than when we were starting to look at the logistics of trying to figure out, more of a traditional medical insurance route. So I think lots of feelings on it, but again, across the board, it has been a really great process personally, but also as an employer, being able to provide the benefit that I know has already been taken advantage of by our employees, and they've been able to access it easily and use it, which is way easier than waiting for something to go wrong and then find out like, oh yeah, I have this benefit that I can't really access as easily. So I think it's been a good process through and through. I'm the health nerd of the family, I guess you could say. So he was like, yeah, do what you want to do. And I think once I started the process, I said, he was like, he had a provider locally, but he wasn't attached to it in any manner where it was of no benefit. It was like, I've been told I should go get checked, just general like wellness every year, so I do it. But there was never anything that came of it. And so when I started with Victress and working with you guys and Danielle, it was like, I don't know, you were heard, you felt like things mattered and things were looked at that I never had looked at in ever really. So it was an easy transition when it was time in the year where I was like, well, you're due. You haven't been to the doctor probably in like 2 years. So it was more so him being open at that point too. And he was like, yeah, sure. And I think it's been a great process for him as well. And he usually doesn't really have much to say in the world of, having a provider, but that comes up in conversation for us frequently now. And now that we have our girls on board as well. So all 4 of us are able to kind of access the benefits that you guys provide. As a mom, so we did our annual pediatrician visit this year. Our pediatrician's great. I just felt like we needed something that wasn't going to be provided by the traditional, like, oh, here's your wellness visit. This is what it looks like on a growth chart. Our oldest was having some stomach issues that we had kind of come up this year. And I was like, we really need to start to get to the bottom of this. And so we just actually met with Danielle, and we've already kind of gotten into the, okay, well, how do we address it? And it's so much easier for me to like be able to, I don't know, want to go and take her knowing that we're going to get to a solution or an end result, or at least dig into something and not just pass it off as a bellyache in this situation. So, and I love being able to know that, as the year we get into school, we know 6 season comes, and I know that I can literally a phone call or a quick message away from being able to like send something to Danielle or get something scheduled and not have to play the game of like, okay, we've got a call now, we may or may not get in for a couple days, or do I have to then rely on more of the urgent care situation because I can't get in to see the doctor anyway. So I really wanted to be able to avoid all of that and just be able to access care that goes beyond the basics and the normals, because I think, especially as much as we know in the world of kids developing, in the world of nutrition at this point in time, that there needs to be more, and I feel like we're going to be able to get more now for both of my girls. I think the first thing to say is just be open-minded about the process. It's obviously not, hopefully this becomes more normal when it comes to more of the the direct care model becomes more of the norm, but being open to it. And I feel like, exploring the option, because in terms of when you look at the cost and the benefits of it all, it definitely outweighs kind of taking that more traditional model. And I mean, it's a quick process, so it's just a matter of like taking a moment to explore it as an option. I feel like that once you start looking at the numbers and the benefits and what you get out of it, I feel like it turns into like a no-brainer at that point, as long as you can get people to understand the value of what they're getting. And letting your employees kind of then take all that information and kind of also make the decision that works best for them. We did offer our team members kind of, we let them explore all of the benefits and actually let them kind of decide what's going to work best for you and your family. And that was the option that they went with because they saw the value of having it. So I think making it that open conversation once you explore it as an option would be a next great thing to kind of get everyone to see of how great and how valuable it is, and then also to have everyone actually be on board with that decision. Oh man, yeah. I have been, like, I can't thank Victress, Danielle, Tracy, enough. Like, for personal things that I have, simple things that, especially with Tracy, I've been working on for 8 years, and we've done very simple things, and I actually have not run in 8 years, and this week have taken steps in running and have not felt pain for the first time since 2015. So I think just, I think just being able to explore it as an option, be open-minded to it, and then committing to your health. You get the opportunity to kind of invest in yourself, and I know that's not always an easy decision, but it can make all the world of a difference from day to day when you can kind of get to the root cause, which I think you guys do so well, is to go beyond the Band-Aid of here's the medication or the pill to fix the problem, but getting to what the actual problem is, just so that you can live a better life. So I thank you to you guys 100%.